Lovely viewers, welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of ETL testing interview question and answers. In today's video, we will be discussing some commonly asked interview questions from the latest interview and their detailed answers. So, if you're preparing for an ETL testing interviews, you are in the right place. Let's dive right in. Today's first question is, write an SQL query to display odd or even number records only. Alright, let's assume we have a table named employees with a column named employee ID and salary that contains our numeric values. We want to filter this data and see only odd or even numbers records only. So we begin with the outermost select statement. This is where we'll specify what columns we want to retrieve from our table. Next, we have a subquery enclosed in parentheses. This subquery adds a new column called row num to our result set. It assigns a row number to each row in the employees table, and we're also including the employee ID and salary columns. Now, here comes the interesting part. We're using the where clause to filter out the odd rows. The mod function helps us achieve this. We're checking if the remainder of dividing the row number row num by 2 is equal to 1. If it is, the row is considered odd and will be included in the result. So, when we put it all together, this code gives us a result set containing only the odd numbered rows from the employees table. But what if we want to retrieve the even numbered rows? Well, that's just a small tweak to the code. Instead of checking if the remainder is 1, we'll check if it's 0. Let's run this query and see the odd numbered rows first, and there you have it. As you can see the result, we have only odd number records. Now we'll check even numbered rows, run this query and see the result. And there you have it. We've broken down this Oracle SQL code that helps us filter odd and even rows from a table. SQL might seem a bit complex at first, but with a little explanation and practice, you'll become a pro in no time. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Now, we will jump into another ETL interview question. And the another interview question is, write an SQL query to display the first 3 highest salaries from employees table. Alright, we're going to walk through an Oracle SQL query that helps us find the top 3 highest salaries from the employees table. Don't worry if SQL seems a bit intimidating. I'll guide you through each step as we go along. So, let's dive right in. Alright folks, we're going to craft a query that fetches the information about the employees with the top 3 highest salaries from the employees table. Let's break it down together. We begin with the inner select statement. Here we're going to pick out the columns we want to retrieve from the employees table. In our case, we're interested in the employee ID and salary columns from employees table. Now we use order by clause. This is where the magic happens. We're sorting our result set in descending order based on the salary column. So the highest salaries will be at the top of our list. Now, we are moving on to the outer select statement and selecting sorted salary records from the inner query. Here, we're going to set a limit to the number of rows we want to retrieve. In this case, we want the top 3 highest salaries, so we use the where clause with row num less than or equal to 3. When we piece everything together, we get a result set with information about the employees holding the top 3 highest salaries. This SQL query first selects the necessary columns, then arranges the rows in descending order based on salaries, and finally limits the result to the top 3 rows. When we run this query, we'll see the data we're looking for. And that's a wrap. We've just walked through an Oracle SQL query that retrieves the top 3 highest salaries from the employees table. Now we will see another ETL testing interview question. Let's jump. The next question is, write an SQL query to get column level or row level duplicates. Alright, before we start writing any code, let's understand the problem. In ETL, extract, transform, load testing, it's crucial to identify duplicates in your data. Duplicates can occur at the column level, meaning a single column has identical values, or at the row level where entire rows are identical. These duplicates can lead to inaccurate results and errors in your analysis. First, we will discuss about selecting the table. For this demonstration, let's assume we have a table named Sales Data with columns like Order ID, Product ID, Quantity, and so on. To identify column-level duplicates, we'll focus on one column. Let's say we want to find duplicate Product ID values. Here's the SQL code to achieve that. So here, we're selecting the Product ID column and the count of its occurrences using count function. And we're specifying the sales data table from which we're retrieving the data. Then, we're grouping the results by the Product ID column, and we're using the having clause to filter out groups where the count is greater than 1, which indicates duplicates. Now we will run this query and see the column level duplicates. And there you have it. We identified column level duplicates. Now we will identify the row level duplicates. Imagine you've got a dataset with repeated rows and you want to clean it up for accurate analysis. Well, that's exactly what we're going to learn. So let's jump right into it. We begin by creating a subquery inside the parentheses. Inside the subquery, we're selecting the minimum row ID for each group of duplicated rows. The min function helps us identify the earliest occurrence of the duplicate rows. Here, the row ID is a unique identifier assigned to each row by Oracle and selecting all columns from the sales data table. This is where we specify the source table, which is sales data in our case. Now, here's the cool part. This subquery groups rows by with a list of all the columns, such as order ID, product ID, quantity, and order date in your table that you want to consider when identifying duplicates. Now we move to the outer query. In this line, we're starting by selecting all columns from the sales data table. This is the table we'll be working with to demonstrate the query. Here, we're using a where clause to filter out rows. We want to exclude rows that have the same data as other rows, thus removing the duplicates. The row ID is a unique identifier assigned to each row by Oracle, and finally rows that are part of a group with more than one occurrence will have their row ID included in the not in condition, effectively removing them from the results. And when you run this query, you will get the rows that are considered duplicates based on all columns except for the row ID, and only one instance of each duplicate group will be displayed in the results. This helps you identify and remove row-level duplicates from your dataset. And that's it. You've just learned a powerful Oracle SQL query to remove row-level duplicates from your dataset. If you found this tutorial helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more SQL tips and database tutorials. If you have any questions or suggestions, please drop them in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next question. And the another question is, write an SQL query to find the 6th highest salary from a table. Before we begin, let's understand the scenario. We have a table called employees, which holds information about various employees, including their salaries. Our task is to find the 6th highest salary from this table. Let's start writing the SQL query that will help us find the 6th highest salary. We begin by selecting two columns from our table, first name and salary. We're interested in retrieving the first names and salaries of employees. Now things get a bit more interesting. Here, we're creating a subquery. Inside this subquery, we're selecting distinct salary values and their corresponding first names from the employees table. But wait, there's more. We're also using the row number window function to assign a row number to each row based on their salary in descending order. This gives us a ranking of employees based on their salaries, and we are giving it an alias name as row number great. We're almost there. Now, we're applying where condition to filter the results of our subquery. We're only interested in the row where the row number is 6. This means we're fetching the employee who has the 6th highest salary. And that's it. By combining all these steps together, we've crafted a query that retrieves the first name and salary of the employee who has the sixth highest salary in the company. Now we will run this and see the result. There you have it. We got the sixth highest salary in the company from the employees table. You've successfully learned how to dissect a complex Oracle SQL code step by step. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content. Now we will jump into another ETL testing interview question. And the next question is, write an SQL query to retrieve both integer values and alphabetic characters separately from an alphanumeric column in a table. Okay, this question is most frequently asked questions in many interviews. All right, we have an interesting topic to cover. We'll be diving into Oracle SQL and learning how to retrieve both integer values and alphabetic characters separately from an alphanumeric column. This can be really handy when you're working with data that's a mix of numbers and letters. So, let's get started. Before we jump into writing the SQL query, let's take a moment to understand what we're dealing with. We have a column in our table that contains data with both numbers and letters. Our goal is to separate the numeric values from the alphabetic ones. Let's start writing the SQL query that will help us achieve our goal. We'll be using a combination of functions to filter out the numeric and alphabetic parts. And we're working with a hypothetical table called table ALP that presumably contains a column with mixed alphanumeric values. First, we have the select statement. It's used to retrieve specific columns or computed values from a table. Here, we're using the regular expression replace function to replace parts of the data in our column. Moving on to the first line within the select block. We're calling the regular expression replace function here. This function takes 3 arguments. The first one is the column we want to process, which seems to be named alphanumeric column in our case. This column likely contains a mix of letters and numbers. The second argument is a regular expression pattern. In this case, we're using 0 to 9, which matches any digit from 0 to 9. The caret inside the square brackets negates the pattern, so it matches anything that is not a digit. The third argument is the replacement string, which is an empty string here. This means we're replacing any non-digit characters with nothing, effectively removing them. We're giving this modified column an alias numeric values, so we can refer to it easily. And the next line follows a similar pattern. We're again using regular expression replace function, this time on the same alphanumeric column. And the second argument is a regular expression pattern. The regular expression A to Z matches any alphabetic character, both lowercase and uppercase. We're replacing these alphabetic characters with an empty string, essentially removing them. The resulting column is given the alias alphabetic values. We're not done yet. The last part of the code is, this part specifies the source of the data. We're telling the SQL engine to fetch data from the table ALP. So when we run this SQL query, it will process the data in the alphanumeric column of the table ALP. It will create 2 new columns: numeric values containing only the numeric characters and alphabetic values containing only the alphabetic characters. And there you have it. We've successfully dissected this Oracle SQL code that utilizes the regular expression replace function. We've learned how to use regular expressions to manipulate data within specific columns. If you found this video useful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more exciting SQL tutorials. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next question. And the another ETL testing question is, what is data reconciliation? Alright folks, Before we jump into data reconciliation, let's quickly understand what ETL is. ETL stands for Extract, Transform, Load, a process used to extract data from various sources, transform it into a usable format, and load it into a data warehouse or database. Now, what exactly is data reconciliation? Well, imagine you're transferring groceries from your shopping cart to your kitchen, and you want to make sure that all the items you bought are now in your kitchen. In the same way, data reconciliation in ETL is the process of verifying and ensuring that data extracted from source systems is accurately transformed and loaded into the target system. So, why is data reconciliation important? Imagine a financial company that transfers transaction data from multiple branches to a central database. If the data isn't accurately reconciled, it could lead to incorrect financial reports, discrepancies, and even legal issues. Data reconciliation helps prevent such problems. Let's walk through a real-world example to make this concept clearer. Imagine an online retail company. They extract data about products, prices, and sales from their various online stores, transform it to a common format, and load it into their central database. This process allows them to analyze sales trends and make informed business decisions. All right, now let's break down the data reconciliation process into simple steps. The first step is extraction reconciliation. Here, we compare the data extracted from source systems with the data we expect to see. Any differences or missing data are flagged for further investigation. Next, we have transformation reconciliation. During transformation, data is cleaned, standardized, and manipulated. We verify that the data has been transformed accurately and that any calculations or changes are correct. Finally, we reach loading reconciliation. In this step, we ensure that the transformed data is loaded correctly into the target system. We check for completeness and accuracy once again. To perform data reconciliation efficiently, many organizations use specialized ETL testing tools and automation scripts. These tools help streamline the process and catch discrepancies more effectively. The benefits of data reconciliation are numerous. It improves data quality, boosts confidence in analytical reports, minimizes errors, and maintains data integrity. And there you have it, a simple breakdown of data reconciliation in ETL testing. Just like you want to be sure all your groceries are in your kitchen after shopping, data-driven companies want to be sure all their data is accurately transformed and loaded. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. If you have any questions or want to learn more about any specific topic, let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. And the final question of this session is, what is data mining? Alright, let's jump into the solution. Imagine if you could unearth valuable insights and patterns hidden within your data. Well, that's exactly what data mining allows us to do. So, grab your virtual shovels, because we're about to discover some hidden treasures. First things first, what exactly is data mining? Well, think of it as a process of digging through massive piles of data to find those sparkling nuggets of information. It's like searching for hidden gems in a treasure hunt. Now, let's break down the data mining process into easy-to-follow steps. Just like any good treasure hunt, you need a starting point. In data mining, that's collecting your data from various sources, databases, spreadsheets, websites, you name it. Imagine if our treasure map was covered in dirt, we wouldn't be able to read it properly. Similarly, our data might have errors or inconsistencies. Cleaning the data means removing those dirt spots to ensure accurate results. This step is like surveying the land before searching for treasure. We visualize and analyze the data to understand its patterns, trends, and relationships. It's all about getting a sense of where the gems might be hiding. Now comes the exciting part, unveiling those hidden patterns. Think of it as shining a light on a dark cave. Data mining algorithms help us find correlations and associations we might have never thought of. In this step, we use various techniques like clustering, classification, and regression to build models that predict future trends or classify data into meaningful groups. It's like arranging our gems by color and size. Just like we check the quality of our gems, we evaluate the models to see how accurate and reliable they are. This ensures we're not fooled by fool's gold. Let's bring it all together with some real-life examples. Imagine a retail store analyzing its sales data to predict which products will sell the most during certain seasons. This helps them stock up on the right items and maximize profits. Hospitals can use data mining to analyze patient records and identify patterns in disease occurrences. This can lead to early detection and better patient care. And there you have it, folks. Data mining, the art of discovering hidden insights from your data. Just like a treasure hunt, it takes careful planning, exploration, and evaluation. And that's a wrap, folks. We have covered total 7 ETL testing questions from the latest interview. If you enjoyed this journey into the world of ETL testing, interview questions, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more interview updates. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.